Today I will start with an online game that was recommended to me by a friend. It's called Taikodom. It's a bit of a kind of sci-fi MMORPG or massive social game, like the developers like to call it, I guess. Um, and it's pretty entertaining of a game from what I've seen so far. Um, you start off as a kind of person that was cryogenically freezed or something like that, and you've been recently revived or awakened to be put into the space community because humans are apparently not doing so well in space. Um, at this point in the game, when you're just beginning, you can pretty much customize your character, choose between three classes. You know, it's kind of like the basic four classes actually. There's the hotshot, which is pretty much I'm not really sure how else to describe it besides the kind of average soldier type thing. You know, mostly speed and power for the most part. There's also the juggernauts, which are pretty much the big buff people of the game. They have their ships that are all about power and defense and just destroying things. There's the merchants, which are just really traders. You know, if you're one of those weird people that don't really want to shoot stuff and want to just kind of go into the economy, there you go. And lastly, what I chose, the scout, which, you know, supposedly it's supposed to be an explorer, but it's like probably the only one that has like average stats, which is usually what I choose in any RPG of any sort. And well, that's pretty much it for the classes. As for the actual kind of way you play the game, if you're a flight simulator kind of junkie, you will love this game. I don't know how accurate the kind of flight thing for the ship is because, well, we don't really have spaceships yet. And well, it's really confusing at first, you know, driving, the heads-up display, everything, you know. Don't be discouraged. It's confusing as fuck at first, but be patient, listen to tutorials, you'll do perfectly. That's pretty much it for the game. Well, another thing you should know, before I finish wrapping this up, is that, you know, this game was originally in Brazil. It's made in Brazil. It's originally in Portuguese. They're working on the English version. So, you know, kind of, if you see Portuguese at any point in the game, or if you hear it, chill, that's really how it originally was. You're not getting hacked. Well, that's about it for the game, and, well, goodbye. Here I am also going to review a movie I've seen lately, and that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have probably seen already, Inglourious Basterds. You see, this movie is, you know, it's amazing for me at least. I love Quentin and his work, and really, to me, he's done it again in this movie. You know, historically wise, it's unbelievably inaccurate. You know, if you didn't really notice that it was supposed to be inaccurate. And there's really much going on than you'd believe. Really a lot of layers kind of to it. But the action is really for the sake of the action most of the time. It starts off with just kind of a guy chopping wood. And then all of a sudden he sees the jeeps and he's like telling his daughter to get him water so he can wash up for whatever reasons. And when it comes, you know, it's not, you know, it's a Nazi detective that, well, he will show up way later on if you haven't seen it. And, you know, he kind of goes and he's like, hi, and then drinks his milk and shit, and eventually they start talking about Jewish families that were in the area. Eventually they come to one that managed to escape, supposedly, and, you know, and kind of festers him to tell him that they are under the floor, and then this whole shootout thing happens, and one manages to get away. Then it kind of, from there on, it kind of mixes between two stories happens, to one and the other, and how kind of the two storylines intertwine to, in the end, movie theater blowing up. And I'm not sure how much symbolism there is, because probably a lot of references to things. Like, for example, if you look at Brad Pitt closely, he has that weird little rope burn that could mean several things. One of them, most likely, that he got lynched at one point, or escaped the lynching, something like that. And that pretty much that's why he wants to kiss 100 Nazi scalps. And there's also a lot of kind of silly humor. Like, if you've seen it, the Italian part, if you know what I mean. And if you haven't seen this movie, I recommend it. If you don't like gore, well then fuck you. And really good movie. Honestly. Now on to other things.